We have with us Mr. Durgadutt Nedungadi, the Senior Vice President, International Business of Netradyne Technology India Private Limited. The company today entered into a technology partnership with the GreenLine Mobility Solutions Limited, the company that provides LNG operated vehicles to provide them safety solutions for their fleet operation. Mr. Nedungadi will talk about this objective of this technology partnership as well as the company's plan in India. Welcome to NDTV Profit, Mr. Nedungadi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, first of all, if you can explain us what exactly is this objective of your partnership with GreenLine Mobility, and also how this is going to help in fleet operation as far as safety management is concerned.
Sure. So, as you're probably aware, GreenLine's main objective, which comes from their name green itself, is to reduce carbonization, right? Reduce carbon emissions, reduce particulates, etc., etc. So one is in terms of their environment becoming much better through their LNG trucks. When you add to that the concept of safety technology which we bring to them, then you actually have true sustainability, right? Because sustainability is not only about the environment, it's also about the human lives, it's about, drivers' well-being and so on and so forth. So the partnership actually, if you look at it, brings together the true value of sustainability, right? From our perspective, we are proud to be their choice of technology partner. And the intent is that every vehicle that GreenLine produces on the road will have Netradyne technology, which then helps them and helps GreenLine customers to have a safer environment for the vehicles, for the drivers, and for their cargo.
Right. So, is there any study or stats available which talks about, by adoption of these kind of technology, how much the accidents or, rate of accidents would come down?
Look, we have data from our existing customers, right? Both globally and in India. And some of our customers, for example, in India, Writer Safeguard, which is a cash carrying, cash management company, which replenishes ATMs, they have publicly stated that their accident rates have come down by up to 50%, right? Now, a reduction of 50% in accidents is significant, right? Not only does it save that many lives, it also creates a far better optimized environment for operations, right? So these are results which are very real, which our customers actually quote. Not only are accidents important, but if you really look at what we also measure is alert rates. What I mean by alert rate is the number of alerts which a driver generates of different kinds. It could be alerts of violation of compliance, it could be alerts in terms of driving, right? We have found our customers actually saying that their alert rates have come down by upwards of 90%. Now, what that means is that if a driver is generating 90% less alerts, he's actually driving 90% safer than what he was before, right? And then, of course, the byproduct of safer driving is obviously lesser accidents and a much better environment on the roads, right? So this is actually all data which our customers actually have created and seen from our deployment.
Yeah. So from what I remember, you were talking during the meet also. You said that your sales are much more globally compared to India. So can you give a breakup, and also how soon you see that kind of adoption to come in Indian companies also?
Sure. So we were very careful in terms of which geographies we launched our business in, because as you can imagine, every geography has its own nuances in terms of roads, right? And it takes a while for us to be able to deliver because we are all about artificial intelligence. It's about precision levels. And if your precision level is not good enough, then your customer experience will not be good. You'll be generating a lot of false alerts. So our objective is that every geography we go commercial in, our customer experience must be good. So we were very careful to launch first only in the US and in India, right? And the hypothesis was that given the, really different driving conditions in both these geographies, if our product can adopt to both of them, then anywhere in the middle would be fine to do as well. And that hypothesis was actually proven true. So our highest rate of adoption was in the US. In India, it has been the past 3 years have been extremely encouraging. When COVID lifted, we had about 500 vehicles on the road. In calendar year 22, we booked 5,000 vehicles. And in the calendar year 23, which has just ended, we booked another 13,000, right? So our growth in India is clearly exponential. Now, how soon will India catch up to the US is, we hope, the faster it is, the better. But we clearly see adoption in India being very high. We've also launched our business in other geographies, like over the past 2 years, we are now present in Canada, in Mexico, in Australia, New Zealand, in the UK, Germany, Netherlands, and we will expand judiciously over the next few years as well. And the fact that we're, our technology is entirely make in India, manufactured in India, and used globally is a huge moment, is a huge point of pride for us.
So this machine learning, AI, IoT, these are the buzzwords people generally talk about. And when we talk about safety, security, normally people think about CCTV cameras. So how you are integrating all these, new scientific and technologically known words into your field here?
And that's a great question because, we probably use almost every buzzword that exists today, we actually use as technology which goes into our solution. For example, we have an engineering team which focuses on the device itself, right? And the device itself is really complex because it has camera-based sensors. It has a very high, high-powered processor because it has to process videos in real time, right? So that the alerts can be given real time to the drivers. So it uses embedded technologies. It uses very high level of processing power. We have on the device itself, we have storage capability for 100-hour video because we capture every minute of video of driving time. So the device itself uses IoT, uses all the buzzwords that you can think of in hardware. Then we have the entire analytics engineering, which is all about AI, ML, algorithms, which enable a device to recognize a potential event, right? All that is analytics, AI, ML. And on the third side is our whole cloud engineering, which then gives the user experience, right? In terms of a portal, it gives the user experience in terms of access to videos. It gives the user experience in terms of data, right? Who are your top 5% drivers? Who are your bottom drivers? Who needs coaching? And what kind of coaching do they need? What are the kind of alerts which they're generating so that you can focus the right level of... All of this is done through our cloud engineering team. So, we are probably one of the few companies who utilize every buzzword there is to put together our solution.
One last question to end this discussion. What's the kind of potential that exists in India for safety solutions that you all provide?
We believe we've just touched the tip of the iceberg. Right now, the biggest adoption, as you can imagine, is amongst commercial fleets, right? Because they have the biggest vested interest, whether they're oil and gas carriers, whether they're chemical carriers, carriers of precious goods, of perishable goods. All of these are the early adopters because the benefits are very clear. the next biggest segment that we see emerging is that of employee transport, right? Where safety of employees is important, right? One of our largest FMCG companies in India have just deployed us in all three of their manufacturing facilities, in all the vehicles which carry their workers to and from the factory, right? You imagine workers working in night shifts, you imagine female employees. Safety of all these employees is very critical, and that's another segment which is really important. I can think of so many others. School buses, for example, are a huge segment of the market. You can think of rental car companies. You can think of so many, I think the applicability is extremely wide-ranging. And it's just a question of us being able to get the first flagship companies to adopt in each one of these areas.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nedungadi, talking to NDTV Profit. It was our pleasure talking.